Sup everyone, Vesper here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the netcode in Mortal Kombat X, as well as all the online features. This video is pretty much for people who are on the fence about purchasing the game because they're afraid from NRS's previous games where they're notorious for having really shitty netcode. I should mention too that I live in Western Canada, and I'll show you guys my speed test results so you guys know what kind of internet I got. My internet's pretty good considering I live in Canada, and Canadian internet is pretty ass, to be honest. So I do have problems lagging in other fighting game titles. I should also mention that this is I'm doing a review for the PlayStation 4 and the PC version of Mortal Kombat X. I don't have it for Xbone, so I can't really comment on that, so sorry about that guys. But I'm sure it's going to be about the same as PlayStation 4 anyways. So let me save you some time before I start getting into this and just say that the netcode is better than Injustice and it is better than Mortal Kombat 9. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. But there are quite a bit of problems with the game as well, which I'm going to mention. So there you go, that's my quick answer for you guys if you're wondering. Okay, so let me get into the online features here. First we got the rooms. I'm going to talk about this last because this is like the main part of the online system. So in our versus, we got our player, test your luck, practice. You can basically play practice mode with other people. Test your luck is the part of the game with random modifiers, you know, like upside down screen and all this weird shit. And that's actually pretty fun, especially for the casual players. In the player versus player match, I think this part of the game is broken right now. The reason being is it does quick matchmaking, but the algorithm for searching for a player is really bad. I've been playing this game online for over 2 days now on both the PC and PS4 version, and every time I search for a match in ranked or player, it'll always matchmake me with somebody with 0 ping, like 0 bars I mean. The absolute worst. It doesn't care what region you're in, it doesn't care about your connection, it doesn't care about anything. I'll always get terrible matches with this system. So I would say don't even waste your time with this until they fix the algorithm, because it's just not matchmaking properly. Okay, team battle. Team battle is pretty lame, to be honest. It was not what I was hoping it to be, but basically it'll matchmake you with a random team. So let's say 3v3 for example. There's 3s and 5s. In 3v3, I'll match you with 2 other players, and then you guys will scrap it out 3 matches at the same time for 3s, for example. At the end, it'll just say which team won the most matches, and if 2 guys on one side won, and then only 1 guy on the left side won, then it'll just say, oh, this team won, that's it, and it's over. It's just over like that. It's not like last man standing. He doesn't get to fight for the rest of his team. It'll just give you a score and end it. And honestly, that's really lame. I don't really like that. Faction match is the same thing, except it only matchmakes you with people in your faction that you've chosen. And I'll explain some faction stuff later as well. So there's not too much interaction with the team battle, right? It's basically just, you can invite your friends to play with you, but you're not really, it's tough to cheer for someone when it's over and you can't even see their match. So that's all I have to say for team battle. So I wish they did it a little differently. I kind of like the idea of a team versus a team, and then everyone watches their teammates play one at a time, then you can cheer for your friends and stuff, and it's more social kind of thing. Speaking of which, King of Hill, this mode is actually really good. This is your basic lobby system that in previous fighting games such as Street Fighter for example, you'll have your lobby with, I don't know how many players there are, there's at least 6 players you can have in there, and then you can watch the matches as you wait for your turn. Winner stays, and then people keep moving up. You can also go AFK and just spectate. It works great actually, and the matchmaking system seems to matchmake me with people with decent ping, or at least in my area. So far I got nothing but positive things to say about this. The difference between Classic and Survivor. Survivor is winner stays, but his health, he doesn't regenerate his health. It carries over between matches. So you can only last for so long. It's pretty cool, but nobody plays it. So Classic King of the Hill, great mode, and it's one of the most common things you'll be playing. Tower Battle, this is actually very lame. I was playing this with Killy, and it's basically both of you do the same tower at the same time, and then whoever has a better score wins. And it's just what's the point of even playing this online? There's 0 interaction with the other player, so it's just lame. That's all I can say. Okay, so that's all these modes. Now, Rooms is the main part of the game, and in rooms you have all these modes I've just explained. The difference is that it takes a little longer to get a match going because you have to manually select the players you want to play. And some people might not like that because they want to just get right into a match, but since, like I said, the versus part of the game is kind of broken right now, you're going to be going into this. Now, these are all the huge rooms. These are basically just giant lobbies, okay? It tells the amount of players that are in each lobby, and you'll see it shows the 5 factions, which are by default always open. And this is most commonly what people be using. Most people go up in Black Dragon just because it's the first lobby they see. Now, you can create your own lobby, and you can, of course, name them. And, you know, some lobbies are going to be, have names that will, you know, like, for example, if someone says West Coast, this one says, you know, Korea. You know, if you live in Canada and I named my lobby Western Canada, you know, I would most likely get some Western Canadian players. Or like noobs only, you know, that kind of thing, just to find out what kind of environment you want to go in. Okay, so let's go into Black Dragon. This will be the busiest lobbies. I think it's like 100 players max, okay? Now, look on the right side of all these cards and look how slow the ping loads. The larger the room you join, the longer it's going to take the game to figure out the ping of all these players. On the very top of the screen, I can sort them the way I want. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how I sort them because the game doesn't even like have everything loaded yet. So, for example, if I said the best ping, the game doesn't know what the best ping is. So, in a lobby like this, in a room like this, I mean, with 98 players, I would say it's going to take around 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even longer, for me to get the pings of all these players. And I'll tell you right now that most of them is going to be 0. For a combination of 2 things right now. 1, I'm playing really late at night. It's really late right now. It's like 4 a.m. And also 2, I live in Canada. Okay, but if you live somewhere like, you know, really populated, it's going to be better. For you anyways. So here's me. You can see I have 3 bars of green ping, and I'm waiting for someone to pop up here. There is a red. You know what? Let me join a smaller room so I can give you guys a better example here. Let's join the link way. Hopefully this loads up faster. Okay, so a bunch of them have loaded now. I've skipped the footage just because it takes a while, guys. Okay, so these kind of bars where it shows 3 gray bars, this is the worst ping you're going to get. 0 bars. Red is the second worst, and then it goes to yellow, and then if you can find a green, this is me, by the way. If you find a green, that is a perfect connection. In the 2 days that I played this game, on both Steam and on PS4, I have only seen 2 other players with green ping, not including myself. So that kind of sucks. But it's okay though, honestly. Okay, so I guess I will describe first what it's like to play a person with the absolute worst ping. The way the netcode works in this game, it's like a delayed netcode. So if say you were watching me play, okay, say you watch me play online, doesn't matter what ping I selected, you guys would have no idea I'm lagging. It looks super smooth, but all your inputs are delayed according to how bad the ping is. So let's say I play this guy who has 0 ping. If I played him, all my inputs would be delayed a little over a second, I'd say, which is terrible, by the way. But it's not like you don't visually see the lag, it's just input delay. So I can still beat people who have 0 ping. If you can do your combos with your eyes closed, like literally, if you can do your combo with your eyes closed, you can do full combos on people with the worst lag. Because as long as you have your combos down to muscle memory, all the inputs are going to come out. You will have no dropped inputs. It will just be delayed. It's like, another way to explain it is like, imagine you were streaming, and your stream was delayed by 1 second, and you were trying to watch your own stream while playing. Or you had or say you were playing on like a 16-inch TV and you didn't have game mode on and it has a huge amount of lag. That is like what it's like to play somebody with 0 ping. I can still win, I can still do huge combos on them, but it's really weird and it takes a long time to get used to. So there's that. Another thing too is that if you play somebody who is like not a retard and actually has his Ethernet cord in his console, not downloading stuff or uploading stuff, and his, you know what I mean, he's doing the best that he can for the distance he lives from you, it's still a rather playable match, honestly. I have played 0 ping players and it was fine. So you're gonna have your ups and downs on that. Okay, to play, if you play one red bar player, I would say you're entering the level of playable. That's when you're getting to just normal delay, but it's enough that I can visually see him throwing a fireball and I can block it on reaction. So that's like entry level play. And honestly, one red bar, I would say that is the equivalent of MK9's netcode at that point. 2 yellow bar, I think is great. Every 2 yellow bar match I've played has been good. I can barely notice any lag and I can play just fine. I've never played a person with green bars before because they're always playing somebody else, but I have played with Killy, who obviously lives in the same city as me, so it's a local match and it was like the best netcode ever. There was 0 lag, I could do it was like I was playing right next to him, so it was perfectly fine. So my suggestion to you guys is that if you find somebody with yellow ping or just a good connection in general, I highly recommend that you just add them to your friends list and you can just play with him later and just basically, you know, have your collection of players that you want to play with. That's the best way to go about it. This game is very, very popular and there are a ton of people playing this game. So there are a ton of players to find. So that's good, man. It's really important to not have a game with, like, you know, that's not that popular and it takes a long time to find your matches. And on the PC version, man, there are also a ton of players playing. Okay, so let me explain this whole room system to you guys. On the left side, it shows if it's in red, it means he's playing a match in progress. There's different symbols for every type of mode. The MK symbol, white, just means that he's idle. He just entered the room and he's not doing anything. When you see this V, it means he wants to play versus. If it's in red, it means he's currently playing someone right now. So if I hit him, I can't play him. But this guy, he's looking for versus matches, and he hasn't. No one's playing him right now, so I can challenge him right here to versus. It just means he's looking for it. It doesn't mean he only wants to do it. So I can, you know, say whatever I want. If I go into room matchmaking, I can change my icon to whatever I want. So, for example, okay, I'm here at the green bar is me. So then, room matchmaking, say I want to play King of the Hill, and then you'll notice the crown beside me, and just it lets other people know what I am interested in playing. Really straightforward. Okay, so one thing you should know is that you can actually play King of the Hill inside of this room. So when you see someone with a green crown, can I get somebody here? Here we go. When you see people with green crown, it means they're playing a lobby system within this lobby. So they're all playing with each other, and that's cool too because once again you can pick and choose the people that are in the King of the Hill rather than the fast matchmaking, and that's great. And then this person, of course, is in training mode. You see the training mode thing, so it's great. This whole odds system, when you look at their cards and you see the win-loss, win odds, who cares what the win odds say, man? I play people with, like, I have a 99% chance to lose and I still win. But anyways, it's just some silly thing that they put in based on their win-loss record or whatever. Okay, let me talk a little bit about the PC version of the game now. Now, the PC version had a really rocky start. When the game first came out, there was some crazy thing where Steam has this new streaming system, and it allows you to download the game and play the game as you are downloading it, and it will stream parts of the game so you can play it. What happened was, what I think happened, is that they released it a part of the stream a little too early, so people were able to download the menu screen of the game, and then they couldn't access anything. They couldn't go into the story mode or anything. The game would just crash because you didn't have the rest of the files. And then people went nuts thinking, like, you know, because the game said it was available, but it actually wasn't. And people went nuts. Now the game is out now, and it still has a ton of problems. People can't access the button config. I'll make a separate video for that, actually. There is a way to set the button config. The game crashes randomly at random times, mostly when you enter the character select screen. So I'll be honest with you guys, I can play 3 matches tops before my game completely crashes on the PC version. So right now it is a buggy mess, But for the matches that I have played on the PC version, they felt at least identical to the PS4 in terms of the connection, if not maybe a little better, because I've only played 0 bar and 1 bar connections on the PC version, and I played fine. I could do all my combos and all that. So if you're debating whether to get the PS4 or the Steam version, I would right now just say get the console version, because it looks like it's going to take them a little bit to improve the PC version. It's just got so many problems right now. Also, Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat, has tweeted a couple times that they're going to do a ton of patches for this game as soon as they can, and they are aware of all the online issues, probably the algorithm, the netcode. Things are going to improve, and for how popular this game is, I think it launched okay. The only thing I care about is the netcode, and the netcode already is pretty acceptable to me right now. I like it more than Street Fighter, to be honest. But once again, I live in Canada, so some of you guys that live on like West Coast US might have better connections than me. But so far, I am satisfied. So in terms of that, I say I wouldn't worry, guys, and I would recommend picking it up if you're worried just on netcode alone. And like I said, it's going to improve over time. The game has only been out, guys, for a couple days now, so it's gonna receive a ton of patches. So I'm at least happy that the background on the netcode is good. Okay, what else should I talk about? I guess I should talk about this whole faction system. Okay, so in this game there's 5 factions, and basically it's like a faction war, and whatever faction you choose, you get experience points and stuff when you do specific things for your faction. For example, I joined Special Forces because they're getting rocked right now. We're at 6% right now, and if I like kill someone with a faction only fatality, it'll get me points, and at the end of each week it'll declare a faction winner, and they'll get increased bonuses such as coins and experience and stuff. It's nothing, you know, crazy. It's just some fun thing that you can look for while you're playing. I'm on a bunch of other factions on my other accounts though, so I don't just play on this one. Another thing too, you can actually mess around with your card here. 1 second. Let me get into a lobby here. Main thing you guys should know is that your card. 1 second here. There we go. Edit combat card. Your combat card gives you different bonuses depending on what it looks like. So it's not just aesthetics. It's everything gives you something different. So me, I'm trying to farm as much faction points as possible. So I'm choosing everything that benefits faction experience, so to speak. And if you want to know what your faction fatalities are, you just go into training mode or whatever, and you just check your move list, and it'll tell you the commands for your faction. And then as you rank up your faction, you'll get more fatalities, and which gives you more faction points for doing them as you unlock them as you go. So I thought I'd show an online match here before I close up this video. This is a 0 ping match. So 0 bars, the absolute worst connection it could possibly be. And this is good though, because I want you guys to see what it's like. If you can tell if it's even lagging when I'm playing. I'll try my best to play it. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, is the rematching in this game is amazing. Like, after your match, you can rematch, and it's almost instant, man. There's barely any loading. Like, it just saves so much time. It's unreal. So I love it. Like, even though this is 0 bars, you guys notice I can still play. I can still do most of my combos. Like, I'll drop it, but like, it's playable. Of course, if you play a 2 ping match, it's great. I'm just showing you guys the absolute like worst connection you could possibly get. I'll just show you, you know, I can still do some of my combos. As I was saying, I'm getting like destroyed right now. See if I can do a big combo here. What? Sorry guys, every time I play this game I see like something I haven't seen before. try to reset him. Uh-oh. I knew I was gonna eat it as soon as that happened. Okay, I'll give him the faction kill. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and help make your decision with your purchase of this game. I'll see you guys online.